Why aren't you fighting? Take a stand for me, damn it. There's a lot to do with kissing on screen and you know, all of this. I don't feel that I will look my best because I don't think I'm that comfortable, and I don't want that dishonesty to be brought on screen.
Fair enough.
More than anything else. So I feel when you do something, do it with your whole heart and soul. So you have to convince people that this is the character. If you have that slight reservation and either don't do it at all, or either find a way of, you don't just need to be sensuous by kissing or by doing. There was like a very big film, obviously I'm not going to name it, but there was a film that I was selected for, and there was another lead actor who did very well. I mean, eventually she got the role, but I was selected for that role, and then one fine day it was taken out for me.
But didn't they give you a reason?
No, there was no reason given to me. But I'm not bitter about that experience. It's amazing to see them, because I've known them when they were doing their second and third film, and today to see Allu Arjun with a whole family, Charan just got a baby.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guest today is so special. She's a woman who always has done what she has said. She knew what she wanted when she started her career, and she exactly knows what she wants. She's a woman of her mind, and I love that about Genelia Deshmukh. Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. So nice to see you again.
I love it. I love my conversations, Genelia, and like we rightly said, both of us like being on time.
Absolutely, that's the way. Respect our time, you respect me.
Hear that. It's amazing she has so much patience, because we all know in the film industry, time can be a little wobbly at times.
It does.
It does. But like you rightly said, you know, we're meeting soon again, and I remember you said that I'm going to do so much more work. I'm doing it for myself now. You know, in the beginning, Riteish was pushing you there to do it. And look how it is. I met Riteish for the success of Ved. I couldn't meet you. I passed a message for you though. But congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It started there, and it's you know, you've been getting so much more work, and I've been seeing you. Tell me how you feel. More confident, I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel confident. I also feel it's a part of me that's ready to be, you know, used to do work that I haven't done before, because it's a different phase of my life. Like if you consider being Aditi to now to Shravani, what I did in Ved, to Anna right now, I think it's a nice graph personally and professionally. So I'm interested in knowing what I can give in this phase of my career, because I've never seen myself in it, you know. So bettering your craft, knowing your craft better, I think I'm happy that I'm back in a way which I haven't been before.
You know, I'd spoken about Ved to Riteish at the time, and we all know that how you all had to also go through that entire distribution and getting the screens and all of that. I think as a producer and also a person I know who was invested in the marketing side of it as well during the... Are you a satisfied producer?
I am. You know, honestly, like you said, when it was initially very tough, because we were doing things that we had never done before. Not just producing, but then going out and making sure that it reaches everywhere in the right format. So be it distribution, be it, you know, discussing with exhibitors, it was pretty much our whole zone to do, and we had never done. So there was a lot of nervousness. There was a lot of things that, are we taking the right calls or not? But I think one thing that Riteish and me did right was we went with a belief that we are going to give it 100%. I don't know whether these things really touch people's hearts and they understand it, but I think in our case it did, and that's what happened with Ved. I'm an extremely happy producer, of course, post the success. But I think more than that, I feel from just being an actor, I became a producer. Today, I understand it a lot more because I did it over the last, you know, So I think overall, you're just adding layers to your personality, which makes it more interesting.
100% does. One thing in the beginning that I said, that he's always stood by what he believed in.
He did.
I said that because I was going through really like old interviews and things that you've said. And one thing I remember, even in the beginning when you had come in, people kept telling you in different ways, like, would you want to do something full-fledged in Bollywood or, you know, like do like how you're doing right now? And at that time, you were very clear. You were like, South's given me the kind of scope that it has. And you particularly mentioned not just South. And you tell all the languages, Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, every industry that you worked in. You showed immense amount of respect back then. And you always said that the kind of films that I have got offered here, you were reduced to the college girl in Bollywood. And you were very, very clear about that. You know, and at that time, Bollywood was considered like it industry because baki sab theek hai. Look how times have changed.
Absolutely, how times have
But you have stood by those words since then, which means that you always believed in it. It's wonderful, of course. I want to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a belief that you need to have for yourself because especially when, and I say this as a outsider to the industry, right? I didn't know it. The industry chose me more than I chose the industry because I was someone who got picked up literally from college and was put here. I fell in love with my work post that, but it wasn't even a career option for me, you know, back then. And when you do that and you start enjoying it, like I remember at that time it used to be Bollywood dropouts going to the South, but that wasn't the case with me. I had really enjoyed my South career, like, you know, I did roles, I did films that were amazing, that, you know, just had scope to fall in love with your craft even more. And I've always said that you need to be happy with what you're doing. You know, it cannot be one of those ki I wish I had done that. It cannot be one of those. It's like today if Alia feels that I'm best for the role of Anna, or if Riteish felt that no one else could replace Shravani in Ved, that should be your validation for yourself. I think very often what we try to do is we try to hear what someone else says. You know, we try to get our validation from other corners. It's never going to be something that helps you grow because you'll always be waiting for someone's identity of yourself.
Someone's validation.
When I tell my kids, I tell them your competition starts and ends with you. You know, today if you feel that I'm at 10%, tomorrow aim for your 20. And that's the same format that I follow in my life. Because I really don't think people come out there and are going to help you and are going, you got to help yourself grow in whatever way. And you have your close people. Like, I couldn't do so many things without Riteish, right? Because at a point where I started getting comfortable being at home and not realizing that, being a mom, initially it was, no, my kids are too young, you know, but I think after a point in time it was becoming laziness and becoming comfort of being at home. And one day he just told me, what are you doing? This is something that you love doing. So there will always be that one well-wisher. You need to choose your well-wishers, not aim for just popular, you know, people or popularity. You need to choose those people who will tell you that you're great and will also tell you that you were horrible. You know, you need that kind of honesty, I think. 100%.
And who is more honest than Riteish Deshmukh? Please.
Absolutely.
But you know, and that's wonderful, right? And that's the kind of rapport both of you have. Which is because you bring this up, I'll bring up the other thing. You know, I remember when you all went to a show and then Riteish, you know, brought up how he once went, you know, during the cricket match league, right? And he had said that, you know, there were a lot of teams from the south of India, from different states, and they kept referring to me as Genelia's husband. And for a slight moment, that ego in him kicked in. Which the man's ego, which I think is extremely truthful of him to admit it, and say that nahi yaar, Maharashtra mein mera hai, and then they genoud him saying that ki yaar aap Maharashtra mein ho, yahan pe to all 4-5 states together will call you Genelia's husband because of the popularity that you have. I bring this up also to show that he's a secure husband and he's extremely proud of your achievements. So little on that. Secondly, is because in your time you were never shouting from the roofs.
No.
Wherever you went, you started right from the beginning because you were debuting again.
Absolutely.
And they were like, what do you think, why did you leave that industry and come here when you were doing so well? Was the question. See, I've been through your own. It's very different the way they look at you then. And you went through that phase and you were very quietly, very okay, very humbly accepting wherever you went. You were not shouting from the roofs as to how popular Genelia at that time was. I want to know what was going through your mind, and today, like that, people keep on telling you have to put yourself out there and all of that. So that difference.
So like I was talking about Riteish, I think he's been amazing as I think his security as a man. I think the value of a man is seen when he's extremely secure. You know, when a woman's success or when a woman's you know, root doesn't bother him. That's when you. I mean, I think I'm really lucky to have got someone like Riteish, because like today I'm sitting here and talking to you. He's the homemaker at home. home, and he makes no bones about it. He's like, if this is the time that you need to be busy, you need to be busy. I will take over. It's that understanding which I don't know whether many men have. I don't know, and I'm glad that I've had only one man throughout. But I just think that it's an example. I tell my children that you should be like Baba, you know, because he's so confident. He does a lot of things. Like Riteish is not just an actor; he's an architect, he's a producer, he's an entrepreneur. He's like some 10 jobs, and he's a great dad as well. He's an involved dad. He's not one to come like you know after
escapist.
Yeah. So so having had that person in my life, I think life becomes a zone that is, it becomes balanced. It's very important to be balanced. Like you said, I've been part of a lot of industries. I've been part of a lot of cult films, if to say like.
Huge.
Yeah, and it's never, like, I've still taken a break post that. Like, I've still taken a break and said, no, this is my time with myself. I think that comes from the fact of the people that exist with me. I think whether it's my mom, or whether it's my dad, or whether it's Riteish, or whether these people bring out the best in you. Very often, in the want of being famous, of being the biggest star, you forget your security blanket, and I feel everyone shouldn't, because that's what will take you. Like today, when I've taken a 10-year break and I'm come back and I'm discussing you're discussing my career, which was at the start. I mean, that for me is the biggest appreciation that 100%. I can have as an actor, right?
Because you were there, you knew what you wanted.
So, but I'm saying for you to know it, bring it right now, you have to look at that as your success points, not just the box office success. So even when you tell me how do you feel about Wade doing so well, I was like, that community that you built now, that I can't compare in terms of just money figures, but that whole zone of how everyone was together. It was Riteish's film, first film, everyone went with that, bandwidth of, we have to make this something that is a journey to. That means more than anything else, I feel.
Before I come back to this round of questioning, trial period, for which we are here also, is again very interesting.
Yes.
Can you ever think of the concept of even like renting a father, which is what it makes it so interesting, right?
Yeah.
Considering, like you were just talking about, Riteish is a great father and all of that. So tell me, how did this work out for you when you were on the sets? How did you look at the entire experience of working on a film that has such an interesting subject?
Yeah, so one of the things that reinforced my belief in parenting was this film.
Really?
Because she's a single mother and she never really realizes how a child needs their father as well, So, having said that, this is a concept I would have never thought of, but it's a wholesome film, so it's an entire film. So you have these moments of neighbors which have been lost in today's world, that like Shakti ji and Shiva ji are two neighbors who are extremely close to her.
Correct.
And I've never lived in Delhi, but according to Alia, they become family.
Correct.
Like, so those kind of equations, and whether it's Manav, who's the dad on Rent, the papa on Rent, he is very countryside and I'm urban. And it's an amalgamation of these two worlds, The point very often in love and in relationship, we try to change the person, I feel that's the worst thing you can do. It's about accepting two worlds and growing in them. That's the beauty of a relationship. So I think trial period speaks about these moments, speaks about the fact that you can still be that strong-headed single woman, but you may need that corner of softness which can be filled by a lot of equations around you.
You are someone who in the beginning of the career also knew that the way she wants to put herself on screen, and like I said, it's to each his own. You're very sure that I will not cross that limit. I don't want to look, and you've mentioned this in I don't like sleaze. I would never go there. And you've said it in a number of interviews very back then that I'm not okay with on-screen kissing. I will not do it. I think Force was the turning point where you wanted to still say, you know what, I'm kind of really tired of you all boxing me as she's only cute. Because I remember you saying that, I'm not cute and clueless.
Clueless. I'm not clueless.
Right?
I'm
like,
cute.
And I took this as a challenge because I wanted to break that.
Yeah.
Was that really a turning point? I saw it like that for you because you kind of look like exhausted with how they were trying to box you. They're like, you know what, you're trying to box me again, I'm going to break that.
No, I think what people do is they consider cute with being clueless. I think you can be cute and be, an intelligent woman
100%.
or a positive woman. So I think what was amazing about Force was there was this girl who comes out on screen and tells the lead actor that I want to make love to you. Like,
takes charge of that.
And there's no element of, love making, of this or that. But it's just thoughts.
It's sensual and all of that.
It's just, like I'm saying, it's thoughts to, like, I feel so often we don't talk about, so many things with our children also. We try and give weird names and all. Riteish and me don't. We name every body part as how it needs to be named with the kids. Because I feel it's important to do it that way. Why are you trying to cover up for all these things? That's the problem very often in India. So having said that, me as a character, like I don't know whether you saw Wade, but it is something that I've never done before.
You have not.
And it's also a woman who can border on being, like a lot of women said that, oh, so you have to tolerate your drunk husband. It's not that. You have to understand the intent of it. She is someone who loves this person for what he is. She doesn't attest his behavior, but she is waiting for that dark phase to get off. In relationships, we give up. We give up on people. Like, I feel everyone is like, oh, you guys are so amazing. It's not that. It's work in progress every day. Every day a relationship is work in progress. Whether it's with your brother, your mother, your father, or your husband is no different. It's work in progress, and you cannot give up. The day you give up, it's dead.
I want to talk so much more on Ved's character, which you brought up, but are you able to detach yourself as a mother and an actor, or when you're making those choices, when you're on screen today, does that reflect saying, I don't want to do something because I think of my kids? And it's again, to each his own.
Yeah.
So I want to know your thoughts on that.
No, so I'll tell you, see, whether it's, there's a lot to do with kissing on screen and, all of this. I don't feel that I will look my best because I don't think I'm that comfortable, and I don't want that dishonesty to be brought on screen, more than anything else. So I feel when you do something, do it with your whole heart and soul. So you have to convince people that this is the character. If you have that slight reservation, and either don't do it at all, or either find a way of, you don't just need to be sensuous by kissing or by doing, you can be, you can have vulnerability, you can be a woman who's, unbelievably sexy without even taking out, like I know so many men like women in a white shirt. So many men. Now that is something that is fully covered, but you still enjoy it, right? So I just feel we box, like how we box cuteness, we box sensuality, we
in a certain way.
We box love. There's too much. Like, honestly, for me, Trial Period is that film which doesn't talk about an 18-year-old love and a 20-year-old love. It talks about a woman in her 30s.
30s, exactly.
Which is interesting, right? Why have we forgotten that people can love even when they're 70 and 80?
Yeah, absolutely. But I like the clarity, which you always maintained. Okay, some fun questions before I let you go, sadly. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
What is your weirdest nickname that you've got from your children and from your husband? Baiko, I know, but that is not that. So everybody knows in the internet.
No, so Riteish used to call me Jeans, and when I first got married, my mother-in-law thought it was Jeans. She's like, "What is his nickname? Call her like a proper." He's like, "Why are you calling her Jeans?"
So Jeans. Yeah, this is a funny one. Okay, did you have nicknames for him, which was funny?
I have one name which I still call him, which I think I've mentioned. One was quite a sad name.
Let's go. If you mentioned it, you can again, na?
No, I've called him Dollu now. I don't know where I got this Dollu.
No, it's cute,
yeah.
It's
cute.
Like, I think
it's always cute when it's your story.
Yeah, I think it's your version of Babu.
I have no idea what it is.
He's going to kill. Saying, ye kya chal raha hai?
This has been like my nickname for him for years now.
Fair. A co-star of yours that you always have enjoyed working with because of whoever he is and how the person he is.
I think I've enjoyed all my I've really had good relations with everyone. I don't think I've had a bad relationship with anyone. I think John is lovely. I've enjoyed with Shayad and me had a great camaraderie when we were there. So yeah, and of course Riteish and me fell in love from day one. So
if there is any chemistry that you need to have proof for, it is Riteish Genelia. Okay. An actor from all the industries too that you see, whether you can name one from the industries, from Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, that you think you would love to work with, or you truly admire to see the kind of work that they're doing?
Yeah, so I let me start with Telugu because Telugu, I have a very close friend called Ram Potineni who's done
your co-star.
Smart Shankar, and we are great friends. I've really had a great time working with him. I've enjoyed working with Charan and Allu Arjun as well.
You must be so proud of the success of especially
absolutely,
Charan.
Absolutely. It's amazing to see them because I've known them when they were doing their second and third film, and today to see Allu Arjun with a whole family, Charan just got a baby. I think it's very special because you come from that period where you were, lost teenagers to now. So yeah, that's one. I think in Tamil, I've had a great rapport with Ravi, Ravi.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
And Dhanush. Vijay. Vijay and me have done 2 films together, which is very, very special. But someone that I would have loved to do a film with was Suriya. I'm like a big Suriya fan. I think he looks very good and he brings something on screen which is very endearing.
Come on.
Yeah?
I said, let's make it happen. Come on. Let's put it out in the universe.
Yeah. No, and I love his wife. Like, I love Jyotika. I think she's, like, honestly, when I started acting, she was someone that I would look at, you know, to just learn how she was so easy on screen all the time.
Anyone from Bollywood?
Bollywood? Anyone? Lots. Like, all of them.
Sure, but I'm like, someone you saw the work recently and you were like, my God, like, look at the kind of stuff that they're doing.
No, I mean, see,
it can be female and male.
It's not about being opposite them, like, but I like Vicky Kaushal. I think he has very interesting. I like Babil. I think he's very interesting. I don't know, something about him makes it very lovely. I love the work that Shefali ji does, Shefali Shah. I think she's wonderful as an actor, and she's made this, like, Delhi Crime for me is my is like a Bible that I, when I was taking that break, I was like, wow, you can actually do something like this, So, so yeah, that's Bollywood, and then there's Malayalam and Kannada, which I'm working right now. I'm doing a film in Kannada. Malayalam I've done with Prithvi Raj. I would love to. I need to be that person that you want eventually. Marathi, though, I love doing it with Riteish. I love doing my own film, so I'm glad. It's my first film in Marathi. But I'm just I'm looking forward to doing more.
And Riteish keeps saying that, no, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I love knowing. I feel I know a region through the roles that I play.
So wonderful.
So yeah.
Okay, the last thing is, do you ever regret not taking up a role?
Not taking a role?
Yeah, like rejecting roles, saying, "Mila tha us time pe," whatever.
No. I don't think I've rejected, but I honestly, there was like a very big film. Obviously, I'm not going to name it, but. There was a film that I was selected for, and there was another lead actor who did very well. I mean, eventually she got the role, but I was selected for that role, and then one fine day it was taken out for me.
But didn't they give you a reason?
No, there was no reason given to me. But I'm not bitter about that experience because I'm like, what has to go your way will go your way.
A thing that outsiders always say about this. When you're an outsider, you face this a lot, right?
Yeah, like I've always said, when you're an outsider, you don't get the second chance that often. I'm grateful that I have got N number of chances.
Absolutely. Okay, and the last one is one thing that Aditi would probably tell Imran if they met today.
We meet. Our kids are in the same school.
I know. Aditi.
Yeah, Aditi.
Not Genelia. I said Aditi.
Aditi. I don't know what Aditi would tell.
I know you'll meet.
Go have a fight.
that is so Aditi.
That is such an Aditi thing. Yeah.
Probably pull his hair or something.
Why aren't you fighting? Take a stand for me, damn it.
Good. It's amazing. But I'm sure you tell that to him real life.
No, we meet and we're just like, oh my God, imagine we have children now.
Yeah, but so cute, right? Some friendships just last that way.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. But I was having too much fun.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Thank you once again. I'm looking forward to seeing you so much more on screen, Genelia, and just being who you are.
No, thank you so much. Thank you.